Welcome to Thamesmead. Built in the late 60s to early 70s, Thamesmead was supposed to be the up-and-coming place to be, but now it's not very good. You see, the main problem with Thamesmead and anything really that uses brutalism as an architecture ultimately fails because the problems that they set out to actually fix, they ended up making worse. They built Thamesmead to try and make people feel more of a close-knit community. And in fact, they did the complete opposite, making people feel more isolated. Drug dealers and, well, crime in general skyrocketed. Even today in 2021, brutalism as an architecture is still here and crime is still rampant. People do not feel safe in these kind of areas. That's why now private companies have now started to redevelop the area and make it more modern, more inclusive, and just a better environment for the people that live and work here. But you do kind of have to ask yourself, will it actually work? Well, we can always hope that the redevelopment program can and will work, because they're putting an awful lot of time and money into this new redevelopment. But at the same time, it will be kind of a shame to say goodbye to this architecture, because since the early 70s, it's all people have really known around here is this horrible, horrible buildings that do, after a little while, kind of grow on you. And to be fair, they've kind of grown even on me. Behind me just here is a prime example. This is Thamesmead Lake, and it is an example of the architecture that we have in this area. Horribleness of it all, really. It's depressing. Let's face it. It is. It's depressing. It's only kind of brightened up by the fact that there are some ducks and some swans. So with the data showing per 100,000 people for the two boroughs that dominate Thamesmead, 8.1 to 8.6% are committing suicide, which is quite an unreasonably high number. And what also hasn't helped is the fact that the pandemic has hit, making it even harder for people to seek the help that they need. Now there is a small amount of hope, because in 2022 the Elizabethan line is due to open, but they also said that a few years ago. So with all that being said and all the stuff that is being planned for this area in the next few years, Thamesmead and this part of London especially could be the next up and coming part of London. But for now, right now, I'd stay away from it. So over the next few years there are a lot of things coming to this area, such as the Crossrail and hopefully the London Underground, but there is no actual proof that the London Underground is coming here. So Thamesmead could be the new up and coming area to go and live in, but for now it's really not. In areas it can be really nice, such as where I am right now. This is the, I'm not really sure what this is. I mean, if I wasn't actually planning on doing this, but there's my setup, and this is where I am. I'm under a bridge right now. I'm going to take the mic actually, so you guys can hear me still. But we're kind of on a walkway thing. Got my setup there. And there's a walkway just over there. Lots of graffiti. So it can look nice in some areas, but for the majority of the time it looks absolutely horrible and depressing. And I can understand why you would want to move and leave Thamesmead.